Alright, welcome back, Fall Guys. See, this is what I was talking about. One of the challenges is literally just die 15 times. Worth like 4 crown shards. How much experience could that be worth? Like, really? I don't know. They added in a bunch of new achievements, and I just don't think that they're that interesting. Ooh, I like this one. I heart Fall Guys. That's cute. I'll buy that. Hey, Cody's live. How you doing? Good to see ya. Slush. That's not a bad pattern. Gutter bowl. Oh my god, there's a bowling one? That's adorable. And then I think the Space Traveler one's kind of cute. I don't know if I'll buy it, but it's kind of cute. Not bad. Not bad skins. We've already done the season pass. Hey, let's do a game. Do you remember me? Oh wow, that loaded fast. I'll be honest, I have no idea. I'm terrible with names. Did I visit your Animal Crossing island? I'm so bad with names. And it's been a while. Oh. You know, my day's been... I actually had a job interview today. So I've been busy. Yeah, more or less. I've been busy because, you know, that took up my time. But other than that, no, it's been fine, I guess. And I did fine on the job interview, so yeah, no, everything's working out. Yeah, that's been my day. I haven't done much other than that. What about you? How have you been? Anything interesting going on? Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god, the 100th day of Animal Crossing. That was almost a year ago now. The 100... We just hit day 420 last week. Oh my god. Yeah, well, it's good to see you again. It's like when oh god, what were they? Something Llama, who was like one of my first followers from like 20, oh god, was it like 2014? Showed up again. I don't even remember when. Like a few hundred days, like 100 days into Minecraft. That was funny. I have not been paying attention at all to what these floor tiles are. I think it's one over. Yeah. Banana, cherry... Okay, banana, watermelon, cherry, grape. Banana, watermelon, cherry, grape. Banana, watermelon, cherry, grape. Banana, watermelon, cherry, grape. Cherry, grape. Okay. There's that one. So yeah, we are playing in the new Fall Guys update. I should probably actually focus before I say anything more. I think we're standing on banana, cherry, orange, I have no idea. I'm just gonna roll with these guys and hope they're right. So, okay, so we are in the new Fall Guys update. It's the 4.5 update that I think came out last, like, Tuesday? It came out a while ago. And, relatively recently. Oh, fuck, I forgot to grab water. Shit, I'm gonna go do that right after this game. But, the new Fall Guys, it's called the Dave update. Because, you know, Fall Guys used to call all their updates like the Big Chungus update or whatever. Or Big Deletus or Big Yeetus Anti-Cheetus or whatever. Right, you know. And Fall Guys has recently been like, you know what, we'll let viewers pick, well, we'll let people who play the game pick the name of the update. And so one guy just suggested Dave. Just call the update Dave. And sure enough, they called the update Dave. So this is the Dave update 4.5. It adds in a bunch of like any of the mid-season updates, it adds in like a bunch of like level variants. Plus it added in 2 new levels. I've played the game a few times since the update came out. I have yet to play any of the new updates or any of the new levels. There's one that looks an awful lot like Slime Climb, it's like a futuristic Slime Climb. That one I'm pretty interested in. But the other one, no idea. I have not played it yet. I've been waiting to play the new maps, and they just haven't come in rotation yet. Admittedly, I've only played the game like 2, maybe 3 times since the new update. Because, I mean, once we hit level 50 in the season pass, I have no reason to keep going. And we hit level 15, or level 50. Like, I remember when I streamed getting level 40 in the first season. It was such a struggle. But getting level 50 in season 4, so easy. And I think part of it is the new, the challenges, the daily challenges. Because the daily challenges can make it so you can almost get a level a day. Sometimes I was getting even more than that. So yeah, so getting level 50 this time around was so much easier. And I'm expecting that in the next update's not for a while now. Like, I don't expect the next update to come out until, maybe until the Switch version. I don't know. I know the Switch version got delayed. But I would not be surprised if they hold the next update until the Switch version. Because I don't know. I mean, I know it had a summer release date for the Switch update. Or for the Switch and the Xbox versions. But part of me is still like, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they put out... Because it was like summer, but I was like, August is summer. But I don't know. It might come out sooner than that. It's totally possible. But part of me was like, maybe they'll hold it. I don't know. The 4.0 update, the future update, has been the best update so far. Because the original game was good. The 2.0 update kind of sucked. Like, it was fine. But, right, it was, I don't know, the 2.0 update just didn't do it for me. The Knights one, that I don't remember what it was called. But then, the Snow one was decent. The Snow update was decent. But the Future one has been the best one so far. I have had so much fun with the Future one. And the fact that I got Max on the Season Pass just shows that, yeah. Of course, now that Mediatonic, or Tonic Games Group, is owned by Epic, the guys who do Fortnite, I am kind of worried that the next season is going to fall apart. You know, because who knows what Epic Games is going to do. And they may not do anything. Everything may turn out fine in the end. But I don't know. I could also see it all falling apart. Oh, speaking of Epic Games, I don't have it on, so we'll get to the news after I die eventually, and after I go get some water. I don't have it written on the news docket, but supposedly with Epic Games, their lawsuit with Apple's still going on. And I guess in their lawsuit with Apple, there was a thing where Nintendo ordered the court to, like, not talk about things because it was confidential business information that related to the dealings of Microsoft and Nintendo. And based on the section that was stricken from the record, it had to do with Xbox Game Pass and xCloud. So at least while Xbox Game Pass or Xbox Game Cloud might not be coming to Switch, there is a chance that that there were at least negotiations. Even if it doesn't happen, the fact that they're having the court strike this from the record and, like, you know, for business dealings makes me think that no, this is something that is right that there were at least negotiations between Microsoft and Nintendo about xCloud or Xbox Game Pass or something like that. Because, you know, from this whole Epic Apple lawsuit, we have gotten some information about Nintendo. Specifically, there was the thing that Microsoft predicted that Breath of the Wild 2 and Metroid Prime 4 were coming out later this year. We talked about that in a previous week, right? That Nintendo expected that. And there are things talking about Samus coming to Fortnite, right? Because Master Chief is in Fortnite. Both Kratos and Aloy are in Fortnite. So yes, and Samus I think would just make perfect sense to come to Fortnite. And in a recent Fortnite comic, it looks like there is at least some hints of Samus in Fortnite. Because there's a picture, there's like this, like, what are they called? Are they called hieroglyphics? There's like paintings on the wall. And one of them is like Ryu from Street Fighter. Another one is Chun-Li. Both of which are characters that have been in Fortnite. And one of them is Samus. Very clearly. So it's totally possible that we'll probably talk about this when we get closer to E3. Because I'm already planning on doing an E3 predictions thing. But it's totally possible that Samus could be coming to Fortnite. And that, because Nintendo started in their 2018 E3 presentation with the reveal of Fortnite coming to Switch. I think that was how maybe that was how 20. No, it must have been 2018. Unless it was 27. I don't know. I know at some point Nintendo did Fortnite at E3. I know that was a thing because that's where we have Reggie Fils-Aimé saying, "Get ready to hop on the battle bus." So yeah, there is a good and I would not be surprised if this E3 it starts off with a trailer for Samus coming to Fortnite. God, am I gonna have to play Fortnite again? Fuck. I already did my totally MLG gamer thing with Fortnite. God, that was a joke I kept up for like 10 seconds, and then I was like, nope, I hate this, never again. But I don't know. I mean, and I don't know, I love the idea of Kratos, Master Chief, and Samus all being in the same game. That's kind of really cool. I mean, we kind of already have that with Smash Bros. We're just missing PlayStation representation. But yeah. Don't worry about it. And besides, maybe I'll see you around. Maybe it won't. Maybe before the next maybe sometime before the next day 300 or whatever. No. Yeah, no. See you around. Have a nice night. We're doing pretty. We're in the top 9. We're doing pretty good tonight. I was already starting late tonight. It was. It's been a long day. I mean, honestly, I could have started at 9. But then at last minute, I was like, nah, let's start at 10. Oh, also with the Dave update, you see like the little like PC icon whenever someone qualifies or gets eliminated, you'll see like a little PC icon. Sometimes. I'm pretty sure Fall Guys now has crossplay. I'm also pretty sure Fall Guys has the ability to create your own lobby now. That one I do 100% know. That in Fall Guys you can now create your own lobby and like play with your friends, right? Like you can create your own like kind of like what they do for like the Twitch tournaments and whatnot. But now that feature is now available for everybody, I guess. Which is cool, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, it looks like, yeah, there's PC crossplay. That's cool. That I don't know anybody who has. Okay, I know one person who has it on PC. But no, that's a cool feature. And again, we know, right? And when Fall Guys delayed the Switch announcement and the Xbox announcement, they said that it will be launching with crossplay. So yeah. I haven't seen this layout for, this is because as part of the Dave update, they, like, added a bunch of new layouts for, like, existing maps. This has to be one of them. I've never seen this layout for, whatever this ice map is called. I hate this ice. I much rather prefer hexagon, or like the actual hexagon, because one of the cool ones, and we might see it tonight, is so they took hexagon and they added anti-gravity to hexagon. I mean, it's not 0G, but like, you know, you jump higher and you take like longer to fall down. It's the one they use in a bunch of the sci-fi maps. That's now in the that you can get hexagon with, yeah, like low gravity, anti-gravity in it or whatever. And it's actually really cool. I think the hexagon with anti-gravity is really cool. And I've played it a few times. I haven't won because, you know, I'm terrible at this game. But I think it's just a really cool feature all around. There was no way I was gonna do that. Also, there's a glitch that, like, let's say I were to just, like, the second I got eliminated, I exited out of the lobby, I wouldn't get my rewards. In the finale, at least. I've seen it at other places, but mostly in the finale. If you leave during the finale, you just don't get your rewards. So, I know that's a glitch. That I saw them tweet out that, yeah, they know that, and they're working on it. We dove 15 times, qualified for 3 races. Wow, we did all the challenges in a single thing. I mean, admittedly, we did 7 rounds. We'll probably do some multiplayer ones, because I do like the multiplayer rounds. Fort Rudo. Hey. Okay, I'm gonna go grab some water real quick. I'll be back in like a minute. And yeah, give me a second. I'll be right back. Couldn't keep all those crowns once I got them. I'm honestly surprised how many crowns I have. Even just like 2 months ago, I maybe had like 10 crowns. But the thing is, I don't really like that many of the costumes. Like, yeah, I have a few I have a fair few costumes. I have a few, and I've picked up a few over time. But I don't know, there's a lot of costumes that I just don't really care for. And I still don't have the Godzilla one, which I need to get at some point. But yeah, I found the costume I like, the Chicken Man. And I've used the same costume for... yeah. But yeah, I've only gotten... in total, I've gotten 66 crowns. And of course, that's including... admittedly, probably a lot of crowns I got have come from the Season Pass. Because as of, I think, Season 3, they started putting crowns in the Season Pass. Maybe it was Season 2, I don't remember. Best emote, though. That's the one thing I'm glad I got about doing the season, is that I got the best emote. I love to freaking spam that thing. Alright. So, we got some news to talk about tonight, because, you know, we always do. And our first story is about the game Starfield. So, I'm a fan of Bethesda games. I like Skyrim. I like Fallout 4. I have not played Fallout 76. I have not played Fallout 3. I have not played Morrowind. I have not played Oblivion. I didn't actually care for Dishonored all that much. Like, they just didn't do it for me personally. Either of them, even though Deathloop looks great. Deathloop, by all indication, looks like it could be a lot of fun. But yeah, when I say I like Bethesda games, I'm mainly just talking Skyrim and Fallout 4. The cycle of those two games, where you explore, you kill some enemies, and then you loot. It repeat ad infinitum. I think is so much fun. I love that cycle. And Starfield is the newest Bethesda game, and it's been announced for a while now. The last we saw of it was at E3 2019, which is the one with Fallout 76 and where they announced Elder Scrolls 6 as well. But yeah, Starfield is right. It's the game people are looking forward to. Am I? I want to look at something, but I just saw a light pop up, and I'm like, wait, am I muted? I'm not, but I just saw a light pop up, so I'm gonna have to check that out after this. But yeah, so Starfield is the new Bethesda game, and I honestly think Starfield has a chance to be the best Bethesda game. Because one of the problems with the Fallout in the Elder Scrolls series is that Bethesda only did Fallouts 3, 4, and 76. They didn't do New Vegas, and they didn't do Fallouts 1 and 2. And because of that, people have all these expectations of Fallout. Oh my god, we're out. Getting hit once is basically an out. But yeah, a lot of people have expectations for Fallout games that Bethesda just can't deliver on, because that's not the type of game they want to make. Bethesda doesn't want to make Fallout 1 and 2. They don't... Well, okay, they might want to make New Vegas. It's actually kind of complicated. Go watch Mark Brown's video on the subject. Mark Brown has a fantastic video talking about Fallout 76 and, like, what the Fallout 76 that might have been. Go watch those. Mark Brown's Fallout videos in general. All 4 of them are some of the best videos on all of YouTube. I'll stand by that. But, and then on the Elder Scrolls front, they didn't do the first few Elder Scrolls, and I think they did Oblivion, and Oblivion is like, or maybe it's, I don't know, I always mix up Oblivion and Morrowind, but Oblivion is the Elder Scrolls game people want, and then Morrowind is just a completely different game. I might have that backwards. It might be Morrowind is the game people want, and Oblivion is just basically Fallout 70s, or Fallout 3 with, like, swords or whatever. But Starfield is, as far as I know, it's an original IP, and this is the first chance Bethesda has to make a game that's original to Bethesda. No previous games, right? New IP, new series, fresh to Bethesda. For the first time, they're going in. They have no prior expectations other than Skyrim, Fallout 4, technically Fallout 76, and I guess Fallout 3, and again, either Oblivion or Morrowind, I don't remember. Right? Like, when people see, like, Fallout 4, they have expectations. When people see Starfield, they have no expectations. So there is a chance Starfield could be the best Bethesda game. That's totally possible. And recently, Bethesda was bought by Microsoft. So, of course, that leads to the question. Are Bethesda games going to be Xbox exclusive? Are Bethesda games going to come to Game Pass? I mean, yes, we have seen games like Doom Eternal come to Game Pass, and we've seen other Bethesda games. But, like, the question is a new Bethesda game going to come to Game Pass? And it can't be Deathloop or, I think, not Tokyo Ghoul, Ghostwire Tokyo are PlayStation exclusive games, right? PlayStation bought exclusivity from Bethesda for Ghostwire Tokyo and Deathloop before Bethesda was bought by Microsoft. And Microsoft and Bethesda have come out and said that no, they are keeping to their, right? They signed an exclusivity deal. They're going to hold to it, right? They're going to make Bethesda hold to it. And while I think Deathloop is coming to PC, it will not be coming to Xbox. It will be PlayStation 4, 5 exclusive. Starfield, on the other hand, has no allegiances. Right? Starfield, on the other hand, has not been bought by PlayStation or anything like that. And it's now looking like, according to Jeff Grubb and other people who know their shit, it looks like Starfield, the next big Bethesda game, the one that everyone's waiting for, will be exclusive to Xbox and PC. This hasn't been confirmed yet. This is just rumors coming out ahead of E3, which is, again, next month. I think it's less than a month away. This is the rumor coming out that, yes, Starfield will be Xbox and PC exclusive. It will probably come to Game Pass. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. Because, right, I always complain. One of the problems with Microsoft was they didn't have any exclusives. Sure, they have Halo, and they technically own Minecraft, and I think they had Tomb Raider as exclusive for a while. But Microsoft, like, you look at PlayStation. PlayStation has God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, the Spider-Man games, Ratchet and Clank. There's a ton of other shit that's exclusive to PlayStation, right? PlayStation's got some really good exclusives. Of course, Nintendo is the king. Mario, Zelda, Pokemon, you know, all that jazz. But Microsoft's really, all they've had is like Halo. They've had other stuff, but nothing really other than Halo. But it looks like, yeah, no, Microsoft bought Bethesda a few $1 billion. I think it was over, I was going to say it's over $3 billion. It might have been over 11. Honestly, I don't remember the price. It was a lot of money. So, of course, Microsoft's big problem is they have no exclusives. So instead, they've just been buying other studios to get themselves exclusives. And Starfield looks like it's going to be an exclusive for Microsoft. And you know what? Well, we can argue all day and all night about exclusives and, like, especially second-party exclusive. Oh, fuck, this is the new map. I've never played this one before. Oh, fuck, Slime Scraper? Yeah, this is the one that's kind of like, the Slime Tower one. Oh, fuck, this is the new map. Oh, okay. But yeah, so it looks like Starfield, according to Jeff Grubb and other people who know their shit in the industry, Starfield is going to be exclusive. You know, Microsoft paid a lot of money. Of course, they're going to get their exclusive. The bigger okay, so that's the big question. Was it going to be exclusive? It looks like the answer is yes. The second question is it going to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, when does it come out? When is, Starfield going to come out? And it looks like we have that date. Or at least we have a few rumors. We have two rumors, actually. The first one is that it's coming out Q1 2022. If you don't know, oh God, we got nothing done. I died instantly. That sucks. I don't know, I like the idea of a new, because the Slime Tower one is such a good map, and I like the idea of a new Slime Tower one. But yeah, we just died instantly. That sucks. That looks like a nightmare. Yeah. This looks like a nightmare. I'm curious to see though where it goes. So you come up here. Oh, we got some conveyor belts. Ah, pinball. It looks like an intro. It feels very long, but admittedly, the other slime climb is also very long. Let's wait for rewards. So yeah, when it comes to release date for Starfield, Jeff Grubb came out and was like, you know what? It gets easier closer to the top. Okay, well, one day I'll do it again. But yeah, Jeff Grubb came out and was like, you know what? I agree with... There's our reward thing. There's our error. He said he agrees with Blessing... Kinda Funny's Blessing Adeyoye Jr. and that Starfield will be coming out Q1 of next year. For anyone, financials, Q1 is... We are currently in Q1 of 2020. Or 2021. Because, yeah, the new quarter starts in March. I think at the end of March? It starts, I guess, April 1st. Financial quarters are really weird. And they, for some reason, Q1 starts April 1st. And goes until, in Q4 ends March 31st. But yeah, so the Blessing and Jeff Grubb are saying that it's coming out Q1 2022. So, like, basically, it could be coming out May 2022. You should try the X mode? Oh, yeah, I totally should. Yeah, I totally will. Yeah, probably after this. But yeah, that's what they're saying. And I think that's not... I think, right, a year away, because a lot of people are like, oh, well, they're not going to release it in November, because Halo Infinite's probably coming out in November. And, you know, fair enough. Fair enough, Halo Infinite is coming out in... probably coming out in November. It might get delayed, it might not. But the thing that it's also thing is that, yes, Microsoft... Bethesda is now owned by Microsoft, but at the same time, Game Pass, this game will be on Game Pass. Starfield will be on Game Pass. I mean, Fall Guys might also be on Game Pass. There was that leak a while ago. But, that's whatever. But what I'm saying is Starfield and Halo Infinite, because they're both on Game Pass, they don't actually compete with one another. Because people are just going to buy Game Pass for both games. And as long as people are buying Game Pass, Microsoft is making money. So they could both come out at the same time, right? And they could both be Xbox exclusive. And it looks like no matter... Of course, since then, however, there have been several discussions about when Starfield is actually coming out. A few other journalists have said that Starfield is not coming out Q1. It's probably coming out later in the year, probably Q3, which is when most, your November release dates. It's that, Starfield's probably Q3. I don't know. I've seen a lot of contradictory things, and people are discussing it. Of course, it all turned toxic eventually when people started getting in arguments. But I think it's totally possible either way. Starfield could totally come out in November. It could totally come out in, like, May next year. It could totally come out November or October next year. Anything's possible. But yeah, it's just this whole Starfield exclusivity thing. I know I don't like monopolies. I've talked about it before. I mean, you should see what fucking AT&T and Discovery Channel are merging together now and creating, like, a new company. And AT&T was broken up in the 80s for being too big of a company. And they have since recombined back together into AT&T. It's kind of like how JP Morgan Oil was broken up in the early 20th century, and then now they have recombined into Exxon Oil, right? Some companies just get too big and need to be broken up. And yes, I do think Microsoft has gotten too big and needs to be broken up, but not because of this whole Xbox buying Bethesda thing. I have 1,000 other reasons to think Microsoft has gotten too big and needs to be broken up. Xbox is not one of them. Even though, yes, this is a big purchase of Bethesda. We've talked about this before. But yeah, no, Microsoft spent a lot of money on these games. Of course they're going to do it. Of course this is going to be exclusive. I kind of don't expect anything else, honestly. Like, I know people were... Because this is a big win for Microsoft. And again, I'm more lenient on the Xbox One and, I guess, the Series X nowadays. Back when they first launched, I was like, no, the Xbox Series X, or the Xbox One, is one of the worst consoles, right? Like, this is so dumb. This system sucks. And since Game Pass... No, Game Pass... I have an Xbox nowadays. And, you know, Game Pass is really great. I happily paid money for Game Pass. And I've really enjoyed it. I need to use it more, obviously, because my subscription expires in, like, 3 months. But it's really good. And, yeah, no, Microsoft eventually found their edge in the console gaming industry. Took them a while. But, yeah, no, I totally, like, I still think PlayStation has better consoles because they have better exclusives. But, like, if someone were to get... Oh, God, we already got out. If someone were to get an Xbox Series X, I wouldn't blame them. I totally get it. I get why Microsoft games have become so big. Or why Microsoft has... From going at the bottom of the totem pole... I mean, technically that was the Wii U. But, you know, Microsoft wasn't doing themselves much better. I'm more inclined to defend Microsoft. And, again, I hate monopolies, but I love competition. And Microsoft making a better service is better for competition. Extreme mode activated. Familiar courses remixed to remove respawns. Oh my god, that sounds like a nightmare. Oh, I'm gonna try. Yeah, totally, we're gonna try that. Before we try that though, I do want to, you know, we got some trailers to show tonight. I think we have 2 to show tonight. I want to show the first one right now, so let's go pull that up real quick. We'll show the first trailer. We'll talk about it while we try this extreme mode. Because, oh, that sounds super interesting. Ooh. Oh, I'm totally down for that. Let me find it real quick. You know, it's funny. Chrome, I use Chrome for everything. And Chrome recently, I know it eats all the RAM. But they recently added in, like, a reading list. Which is super convenient. But, like, I kind of hate it at the same time. Okay, give me a second. There it is. Oh god, they post a lot of trailers. Oh, this is a long trailer. So, okay, let's turn that off and let's come over here. So we got a new trailer for Mario Golf. We'll just look over this. So Mario Golf is a game I don't know how to feel about. Because on one hand, I'm like, you know what? I'm totally down for new Mario Golf. Right? Because I loved Golf Story. Golf Story is one of the best games on Switch. No question. So I was like, of course I'm down for a new Mario Golf. But I don't know, this game just kind of looks generic. I know we talked recently about how, like, people keep disqualifying Nintendo games just because they have, like, DLC or Nintendo does the finish it later strategy. Which, the finish it later strategy is only bad if the game itself is kind of underwhelming at launch. Like, like Splatoon 2 was a full game at launch that then just got more. This, on the other hand, I don't know if this is a full game or not. It kind of looks like a full game, but it might not be at the same time. I'm not entirely sure how to feel about it. It looks like a golf game. And again, I played Golf Story on Switch. Golf Story on Switch is an amazing game. If you have a Switch, it's a must-own in my opinion. Super fun. So I'm more inclined, but I don't know. When I think Mario Golf, and this is the problem I have with Mario Tennis as well, is that I expect it to be like these big, crazy, wacky courses. But this is just a desert golf course. The other one is just a forest golf course. There are a few exceptions, and I'll point them out as we get to them. We have all the new characters. This isn't many characters. I bet there will be, much like Mario Tennis, there will be more characters. I can guarantee that. But, like, really? Pauline is cool. Pauline's a cool addition in this. But Charging Chuck? Really? King Babam? Really? But yeah, look at this. This just looks like a generic golf course. This, I mean, yeah, the sand guys are interesting. The piranha plants there are interesting. That looks interesting. Lava golf course? That I'm down for. But the rest of these just kind of look like generic golf courses. But you want to play like a Mario sports game for like weird and wacky things. And if you don't have the weird and wacky shit, then why play it? You might as well just play like a Tiger Woods game or some shit like that. Now, the speed golf doesn't look bad. Again, I hope Nintendo has actual like online servers, or else it's gonna run like hot garbage like Super Mario. Okay, Super Mario Party, from everyone I've told, runs okay. It can be a little laggy, and it has crashed. Oh god, I've seen it crash bad. Every hour, every time at exactly 46 minutes. But yeah, I don't know. I don't trust the servers. I really don't. I have no reason to. But the idea of speed golf, that's not a bad idea. And there's one it'll show here in a second. It's called, like, Battle Golf. But yeah, there's some interesting things here. These special moves look kind of fun. I love there's a video shows off all the special moves. I love that Rosalina doesn't walk in the sports games, which is kind of fun. She doesn't even hold the golf club. And that's just kind of funny. This Battle Golf, which kind of feels like a mini golfish thing, where you're just like going around and be the first person to like shoot 3 holes in a row. That looks kind of fun. I think this Battle Golf is actually, like, this is a fun idea. That, I think, could be good. We have an RPG. I know Mario was, like, one of the first golf games to have an RPG. The Mario golf games made by Camelot. But we have Golf Story. And Golf Story is one of the greatest games on Switch. And I don't know, this doesn't look any better than Golf Story. Golf Story was just such a good game. And I know Golf Story was making fun of Mario Golf, like the Camelot Mario Golfs. But I don't know if Nintendo can make fun of themselves in the same way the other golf did. I don't know. I don't really have... It might be great. Because this is right from Golf Story. Like, all this leveling up stuff. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm just kind of... I don't know. It just kind of looks... I want this to be great. Of course, I'm not going to pick it up, but we'll talk about that. I don't know. It looks fine. But I don't want it to look fine. I want it to look great. Because I know, like the 3DS Mario Golf. Alright, let's switch back. The 3DS Mario Golf did so many cool and crazy things in it. Like, I'm not joking. The 3DS Mario Golf, like, there was an entire, like, an entire golf course in the 3DS Mario Golf that was literally, like, you had been shrunk. It was like a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids thing, where you were, like, shrunken really small, and, like, you went on this thing. The lava level looks good, but I don't know. I'm pulling up the next trailer now. We'll come back to that. We'll come back to that in a little bit. It looks fine, right? Like, I think the speed golf's a good idea. I think the battle golf, that looks like it could be really fun. Because I know some of the old Mario Golfs had a mini golf mode where you could, like, play, like, putt-putt or, like, mini golf or whatever. Or, you know, miniature golfing, right? The Orlando, capital of miniature golfing. Which I thought was a joke in the Book of Mormon, and then I actually visited Orlando, and it's 100% true. Orlando had, like, I was staying at a hotel. Just on the one street I was on, there were 3 miniature golf courses. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know about this Mario Golf thing. It looks fine. It'll probably be a good game, but I don't know if it'll be a great game. And that was part of Mario Tennis Ace's problem, is that it was a fine game, but it wasn't a great game. And sometimes you just want a great game. Because the courses just don't look... And you know, they're not gonna, when they do DLC, they're not going to add in any more courses. I mean, they may. If they do paid DLC, they will. If they do free, they won't. I'm out immediately. Oh my god, I botched the first jump and was out immediately. Fuck. Oh, this is going to be fun. You know, if you thought I was bad at Fall Guys before, oh boy, are you in for a treat. I hate this. I hate that it's stuck giving us those rewards. This is stupid. But yeah, because I know for this Mario Golf DLC, it's all going to be characters. Because, right, I think Pauline's a cool character. Pauline was in Mario Tennis. That was cool. It was cool to have Pauline in Mario Tennis. And it's cool to have Pauline here. I think she's much like how Rosalina got a lot of love. It's cool that Pauline's getting more love. However, King Babam, really? Really? Boo? Okay, Boo was in the most recent Mario Party. Charging Chuck, he's a football player that throws golf balls, and he's now playing golf. Really? You know who I want in a Mario Golf game? I want Link. I want Zelda. I want Samus, Pikachu, Captain Falcon, Ness, Inklings. Mario Kart has the right idea. At least it's starting to get there. Right? Mario Kart added Link. It added Isabelle the Villager. It added Inklings. I want more of that. Mario Golf has just become so stale. I want them to add new and interesting characters. Nintendo has the second largest IP of any media company, or the second most recognizable, I'd say, right behind only Disney. They are the Disney of video games, and yet the only games that have ever used their whole crossover thing are Animal Crossing. No, Splatoon didn't. It's Animal Crossing, Smash Bros, and Mario Kart 8. That's it. And like the more recent Animal Cross, at least New Horizons, barely uses it. And Smash Bros does. Smash Bros is good. And only one Mario Kart does. The mainly more New Horizons, technically they did get Mario crossover stuff. But compared to some of the other ones, nah. But I want crossover is so much. Someone grabbed me and just pulled me and I fell off the edge. I jumped and someone grabbed me and I just didn't make the jump. This is a fucking nightmare. I love this. Oh my god. We were never gonna make that seesaw anyway. I fucking hate seesaw and I die like 1,000 times. There's video evidence to prove it. Oh my god. But yeah, I want more crossover in Nintendo games. I really do. And so on that level, this is disappointing. Just on that basic level. And I know some people, like I've seen people complain with the new Space Jam, that people are like so sick of all the crossover. I don't really care. I actually think crossover is cool. I thought it was cool in Ready Player One. I think it's cool in Smash Bros. And I'd love to see more of it. I'm scared to watch. Yeah, true. But yeah, I don't know. It disappoints me on that level. But again, I don't want to hold that against the game. That I feel like Nintendo could be doing more. And they're just... like, I would love to see, like, Zelda and... Just Zelda and Link be way more interesting than fucking King Babam and Charging Chuck. And I'll say the same thing about Mario Tennis. I'll say the same thing about Mario Party. Of course, even if they add in, like, these new characters, if the core game is garbage, that can't change anything, right? Because, well, the golfing looks fine. And I guess that's good, but again, if you want good golfing, you just... Okay, admittedly, I don't think they make PGA Tour games anymore. But I don't... There's gotta be... Just have fun with it. It's Mario Golf. I'm not buying PGA Tour. Do some fun and interesting courses. This looks better than some of the other shit I've seen. Like, already, this looks better than the tennis games. The tennis games are just Mario playing in, like, an actual tennis court. There's nothing interesting going on in it. So on that level, this looks better. Because you at least see, like, the Pokies, the Piranha Plants, the, we might be able to do this one. Right? You actually see stuff in this Mario Golf. I don't know. Again, the speed of golf looks cool, but if the online doesn't work, then who cares? Right? If the online is broken and busted, which it probably will be, it doesn't matter. You gotta get the online to work. And so far, even though we're paying for Nintendo Switch Online, Nintendo's online is some of the worst. I know it's the whole get what you paid for, but like the Switch Online is of course just garbage. Just straight up hot garbage. That like, I fucking blame Xbox for, you know, I say I'm more inclined to defend Xbox nowadays, and that's true. But it's the whole reason, like, PC has online for free, and yet you have to pay for online on consoles, is entirely Xbox. They were just like, hey, what if we charge people? And even though they don't need it, it's just free money. So that's why PlayStation does it. It's... Nintendo Switch Online is just terrible, and I hate it, and... God, we've done this rant 1,000 times. Of course, I will not be picking up Mario Golf. Not because, like, I didn't pick up the Tennis Aces either. The big thing, though, is that my Switch is broken, right? If you've... Oh! So close. We got close! We got close. I'd probably, on the retry, get it. And now we have to wait for the broken rewards. God, this is a nightmare. But yeah, my Switch is broken. I can't... I mean, I didn't pick up, Pokemon Snap, even though I really wanted it. Miitopia came... Okay, I wasn't planning on picking up Miitopia, because I already had the 3DS version. I have seen some crazy shit in Miitopia in the past 24 hours. Now that people have Miitopia in their hands, the crazy character editor shit that's been going on... Wow. People are creative as hell. So that's super... That's been super cool, and I'm glad people are enjoying it. I had Miitopia on 3DS. It was really fun. But I'm not going to buy it again. But I'm glad people are out there picking it up for the first time, and they are enjoying it. Because it's a good game. It's a fun RPG. It's very weird, but that's a lot of the charm. I just hope next year we get a new Tomodachi Life. Of course, is Nintendo probably going to make Tomodachi Life like Animal Crossing? Oh yeah, definitely. With like the... Because, God... I don't know, just give us a Tomodachi Life with the character editor this new, Miitopia has. And I'm probably not going to pick up Skyward Sword when that comes out. And we'll, of course, talk about Skyward Sword later on. Is there an elimination... You know what I haven't paid attention to? Is there an elimination limit? Like, if we just wait around for everyone to die... Will it eventually just, like, cut us off, or do, like, people still need to qualify? No, there is no elimination limit. Wow. Oh, that's a nightmare. Yeah, and we'll talk about Skyward Sword in a little bit. I guess we should talk about SilkSong. So, we got some... So, people have been waiting for SilkSong. Every Nintendo Indie Direct, there seems to be a few people asking, hey, where's Hollow Knight SilkSong? And there's never any information on Hollow Knight SilkSong. Even though we all want it, and we're all waiting for it, we never seem to get any info on Hollow Knight SilkSong. Well, of course, people were like, hey, maybe at E3 we'll get some information on Hollow Knight SilkSong. I think someone who works at Team Cherry just came out and was like, no, you're not getting any information on Hollow Knight SilkSong at E3. That's the entire story. Nothing on Hollow Knight SilkSong at E3. And you know what? That's fine. You know what? I'm fine with not getting anything. When they're ready to show it off, they'll show it off. Right? It's no big deal. But yeah, I just wanted to put this down here to say that. I have no problem with it. I know people are foaming at the mouth for it. And I get it. Hey, we did it. I know people want that SilkSong. I know they do. But yeah, I'm willing to wait. I've waited how long now? Admittedly, I didn't pick up Hollow Knight until it came out on Switch in like 2019. Maybe it was 2018. Years after it launched. Okay, I think it was a year after all the DLC had come out. Really good game, but yeah, no, I can wait. Yeah. And when I say no Hollow Knight SilkSong at E3, I also am assuming Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest, that includes that, or anything surrounding that. Yeah, no, they'll get it to us when it is ready. I do think, though, with how much people talk about it, they could put it in a mainline Nintendo Direct. It is such a big deal that it doesn't have to be in an indie Direct. It could be in a mainline Nintendo Direct. Wow, I am amazed at how many people qualified. 40 people. Wow, that's way more than I expected. I would not. I would, especially with one fall eliminations. Wow. Yeah. Next up, we got some more Nintendo Switch. Speaking of Nintendo's shitty online service, as part of it, they have NES and SNES Online, a service nobody asked for, everybody hates, and it got its new update that added in 5 new games. Joe and Mac is good. I don't have the 5 written down here. I know one of them is Joe and Mac. Joe and Mac is a good game. Yes, everyone, right, that's a good one. That's an SNES game. But people are just tired. We want N64. We just want an old virtual console. And of course, it takes part of it is Nintendo just being like, well, if we put too many games on the NES Online, people are just going to play those and we're out. People are just going to play those instead of playing our new games. Right? That's seriously, there was a leaked Nintendo document where this was during the Wii U eras. Maybe it was even during the Wii era. That Nintendo was like, if we put too many virtual console games up, people will not buy our new games and instead buy virtual console games instead. That was Nintendo's fucking argument. Completely just based in bullshit. There's no factual evidence to back that up. Even in the document, there's no evidence. But that's what Nintendo thinks, because Nintendo is stupid. Honestly, even though I didn't like the Season 2 of Fall Guys, the Night Fever is one of the good stages. That in the ring. I like the Night Fever ring stage. I like that one as well. But like the egg one, I don't like the egg one. Nah. Man. Yeah, Joe and Mac is good. I know in Japan they put on one of the Fire Emblem games. Path of Radiance. They put on, I think it was one of the SNES Fire Emblem games. I'm sure people are excited for that. I know people like those Fire Emblems. Again, I've only ever played Awakening and like one other one, so I couldn't tell you. But I know people like their Fire Emblems, but yeah, that's only in Japan. Which, of course, the Nintendo Switch is not region locked, so you can totally access Japanese Nintendo online stuff. So yeah, but you have to play it entirely in Japanese, which, yeah. Yeah, of course, the comments people were immediately upon seeing all these new games, which there have been some good games. There's an NES game called Fire and Ice that myself and nobody else had like ever heard of. Okay, yes, some people had heard of it, but you know what I mean. Like, it's not a very popular game. It's a puzzle game, and that's actually really good. Fire and Ice on NES is actually like a good puzzle game, but it's a puzzle game on NES. Ooh, Where can you even get knocked out on Dizzy Heights? I guess at the end? Like when you make the jump? Is there any other place to even get knocked out in this one? Not that I can think of. But yeah, when it comes to NES and SNES games, of course people want... Right, I personally just want them to move on to N64. Give us Mario... Now that you can no longer buy Mario 64, the 3D All-Stars, give us N64, give us Mario 64, give us Ocarina of Time, give us Majora's Mask, give us, I don't know. There's like a myriad of other things. I'm trying to get into video games listening to you talk. Don't worry about it. We all start somewheres. And besides, I mean, have you seen how I'm playing tonight? I'm a total noob. Hey, we finished a level. I don't know, even though I'm totally getting my ass kicked elimination-wise, I'm having fun. But yeah, no, it's... People want N64 games. I would... Star Fox 64, I know people would want Diddy Kong Racing, even though I don't think Diddy Kong Racing is, like, possible. I personally really want, what I need... Honestly, I just want Ocarina and Majora again. Even though, again, I have those games on 3DS. Pokemon... The original Pokemon Snap. I know that'd be a big one. People would love to have the original Pokemon Snap on the Switch. I know it takes, like, 2 hours to beat, but, you know, people would love that. But for the current system... They still don't have Earthbound. Earthbound is like considered one of the best games of all time. I've never actually beaten it. I've tried. I've never beaten it. But I kind of get where the title comes from. Why it has that moniker. Wow. More people than I expected got eliminated, but not by much. But yeah, people have been waiting for Earthbound to come to NES Online. Hasn't happened. People are waiting for Super Mario RPG to come to SNES Online. Hasn't happened. Oh, speaking of Earthbound, so you know how Old Spice is like famous for doing like those crazy commercials where they have a basketball, they smash it, and it's like a watermelon, and inside is the deodorant. Well, Old Spice did a commercial with Terry Crews in it, and it features references to Mother 3. Mother 3 is the sequel to Earthbound, and it's a game that never released in America. It released in Japan in like 2003 for the Game Boy Advanced and never came out in America. And for the past... I mean, it's coming up on 20 years. People have been asking for it to come to North America. And Nintendo, we know from internal Nintendo documents that Nintendo has considered it bringing to the States several times. But at the end of the day, they always decide not to do it. And, like, during the Wii U era, when Nintendo was the most desperate, they were thinking about doing it, but then decided. And now there is a reason for it. There are several reasons for it not to come. It's... I think there are ways to get around all of them. Like, the big one specifically is that the game is extremely... transphobic. Let's just go with that. I've never played Mother 3. There are fan translations. I've never done any of the fan translations. Never played it. I've never watched the Let's Play. But from what I understand, the game is extremely transphobic. And that's a real fucking problem. But I feel like there's a way... Because Nintendo, part of it is Nintendo doesn't want to release the game. Because a trans character is... I don't know if it's one of the main characters... But they're very prominent in the game. And to remove them would be removing a lot of the game. Because Nintendo has cut trans characters before. Or they've just... Vivian from Thousand Year Door is trans. But in the North American release, there's no mention of it whatsoever. And yeah, so it's a complicated thing. I don't know all the details. But there's a way to do it. And to present it tastefully, I specifically like I'm thinking of like the Warner Brothers logos, where if you ever seen like before some of the old like Bugs Bunny and Tom and Jerry cartoons, the Warner Brothers will like pop up a thing being like, hey, this stuff is not okay today, but to erase it would be to deny it didn't exist, and that creates its own problems. So instead, we're presenting this classic cartoon as it was, and just make your own decisions, learn from its mistakes. Nintendo could do it every time you turn on Earthbound. It pulls up like a disclaimer being like, hey, this is not okay, but to change it would be to deny it exists and to deny how attitudes have changed, right? We have made, because Nintendo has made strides to be a more inclusive company. They got called out after Tomodachi Life, and while they've had some struggles along the way, and they've taken the Bert and Ernie approach more than once, they're trying. Nintendo is trying, and I think in some ways they have made some good strides. Not all the time, and I wish like with things like Flick and CJ or Pearl and Marina, they would just come out and say it. I mean, they basically did with Pearl and Marina, but you know what I mean. I mean, some of that stuff in the Octo expansion was not very subtle. But yeah. But yeah, there was a whole Old Spice commercial referencing a game that never came out in North America. Because Terry Crews has recently gone on about how Nintendo should release North America. Reggie Fils-Aimé, the former president of Nintendo of America, has famously made a bunch of jokes about made a bunch of jokes about how like he used to be 6'3", and nowadays he's 6'2", because of all the weight of people asking him to release Mother 3. Robot Chicken made an official sketch for Nintendo about Mother 3 at one point. That was an E3 like 2012. They know, and they've considered it, but they always don't do it. And this year is no different. I don't know. One day it'll happen. I'd love to hope so. From Nintendo themselves, an official translation. Either even and like people don't even want a remake. They just want the game as it was on the Game Boy Advance released on this thing. That's what people want. I don't even remember how we got on that Mother 3 tangent. I think we were complaining on the SNES games and how bad they are. Also, maybe do Game Boy games. I know Game Boy games aren't that great, so probably do Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance all in one thing. Give me my Pokemon Pinball. Love me some Pokemon Pinball. Of course, I know people would love just having the NES online or Game Boy Online with the classic Pokemon games. That would be fun. But you know, Nintendo probably thinks that, oh, if we put the classic Pokemon games on our Nintendo Switch Online, less people will buy Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, which were fine. The original Pokemon's Red and Blue do not hold up. They're okay, but by modern standards of video gaming, they don't hold up. Okay, but we have another trailer. So before we get into our next game, we have one more trailer to do, so let's go do that. Let me pull that up over here. I already pulled it up earlier. Here we go. So we got the announcement of a new Amiibo. I am a slave to Amiibo. So this is for Skyward Sword. I have not pre-ordered this yet. I saw it go up on pre-order today and was like, I am not paying that shipping. Because it was like $8 for shipping. And I was like, fuck that. And I don't have Amazon Prime. So this is talking about how it works in Skyward Sword. How normally in Skyward Sword you have to go to the statues or go down to the portals to travel between the sky and the world below. Well, in the new game, you can simply tap the Amiibo. Which, well, I'll show you a picture of an Amiibo before we switch back. And the Amiibo will instantly take you from either the sky or the overworld back up. It'll instantly transport you back. And, of course, if you use it up on the overworld, it'll instantly take you back down to the world below. Back down to the surface, as they call it. This is a really convenient thing. Okay, right? Like, I personally never had that much of a problem with this. But, like, when you get a remake, you want quality of life improvements like this. So on that hand, this is great. And as we see, it even works in dungeons. It works anywheres. That's really cool. It works inside the bazaar and up in the clouds. Really cool. This is a great quality of life feature. Right? Fantastic. But there's a fucking problem here. And yeah, we're going to talk about it. But this is the actual figure. I think this is a great looking figure. I think the Zelda plus Loftwing, great looking figure. I do not like... Well, okay, so one of the few... I have an Amiibo collection. I've collected hundreds of Amiibo. One of the few Amiibos I'm missing is the Skyward Sword Link. And I was hoping that they were going to re-release Skyward Sword Link. And I don't think that's happening. I don't think that's happening anymore. So that sucks. But, okay, so the problem with that, if you didn't realize it, that's a really nice quality of life feature. Being able to tack the Amiibo, and from no matter where you are, even if you're inside a building, even if you're inside a dungeon, being able to either go back to the surface or go back to the clouds. Super convenient. Why the fuck is it locked behind an Amiibo? This is a quality of life feature that should just be in the default fucking game. This is one of the most expensive Amiibos of all time. I think it cost $25. All it does is that thing it showed in the video where it transports you between the two worlds. That's all it does. Basically, Nintendo is having you pay $25 just to unlock this quality of life feature. Again, from my memories of Skyward Sword, it's not that bad. Getting back to the surface or going up back into the clouds is not that hard. It takes a little bit of time, but it's not that bad. But there is no fucking reason this should be locked behind an Amiibo. This is as bad as on-disc DLC, microtransactions, loot boxes. This is just as bad as any of that. Fuck Nintendo. This is such an anti-consumer move. This should have been just in the default game. And you know what this Amiibo should have done? It should have just turned your bird blue. Maybe, of course, the other thing is, like, imagine if, you scan your Amiibo, and it turns your Loftwing blue, and now your Loftwing can, like, in, like, the thing, you have to, like, shake the controller, and your Loftwing has, like, 3, like, speed boosts that'll make it go faster. And, like, it should be like, hey, you scan the Amiibo, and it turns your Loftwing blue, and gives it, like, infinite speed boosts. People still would have complained about that. Right? Like, I probably would have still complained about that, but it would have been better than this. This is just straight up bullshit. This is a quality of life feature, which one of the big things that Skyward Sword HD really... Skyward Sword is a good game. I will defend it. Oh, you bitch lead. But one of the big problems... It has a lot of big problems that can be simply addressed in quality of life updates. And this is one of them, and they're locking it behind a fucking piece of DLC. Sure, it's a nice figure. It still doesn't change the fact that it's DLC. This is as bad as everything EA and Activision Blizzard does with microtransactions and loot boxes. Technically, I would call out Capcom as well, who did on-disc DLC. But technically speaking, Capcom has gotten a lot better recently. So they get a pass, I guess, technically. But yeah, this is terrible. This is a terrible fucking move from Nintendo. And I know, one of the eternal struggles with Amiibo has always been, what do they do? Right, all the Smash Bros. Amiibos are just like, hey, you scan them into Smash, and they're an extra, like, fighter. That's right, and that's all it is. It's basically like a harder CPU. Okay. But most Amiibos suck. That's like usually the best you get. There are only, like, of Amiibos that actually do something that aren't bullshit like this. Because there are other bullshit Amiibos like this. The hard mode in Metroid 2 and Metroid Samus Returns on the 3DS was locked behind an Amiibo. If you wanted to play the hard mode of the game, you needed the Amiibo. That was bullshit. I will now. I've seen a lot of misinformation about Twilight Princess. At least I think it's. I didn't fucking look it up. Okay, so maybe it's not misinformation, but I swear. So Twilight Princess has its Twilight Princess HD, which came out on the Wii U, had a normal mode, which is how the game normally was, and it had a hero mode in which the enemies took more hits, the enemies dealt more damage, and the enemies dealt more damage, right? And then behind an amiibo, it had an even harder mode where you took double damage. So like on hard mode, you take 1 times damage, or on normal mode, you take 1 times damage. On hard mode, you take 2 times damage. On extra hard mode, you took 4 times damage. That was locked behind an amiibo. It didn't. The extra hard mode didn't increase the enemy's health or anything. It just made it so that you took more damage. And I've seen some people compare it to that. But again, I think that's a whole different thing, because there is still a hard mode in the default game. Now, there are two good amiibo. There are 2 good amiibo. One of them is the Shovel Knight amiibo. The Shovel Knight amiibo is a complete game, and the Shovel Knight amiibo unlocks this whole like custom night campaign thing that I think is really cool. I'm honestly surprised they didn't just put it in the default Shovel Knight game when the treasure trove came out. I'm honestly surprised it's still locked to the amiibo. But yeah, and I know some people will complain about that, but again, I will stand by Shovel Knight as a complete game at launch. Right? It's a complete game at launch. This was something that came years later. It's something that it's one of the only things you can only do on Nintendo. It's a really cool thing, but I don't know. I will defend that one. And the other amiibo I will defend is the Wolf Link amiibo. In Twilight Princess, the Wolf Link amiibo came with a special Wolf Link dungeon, but then you could take the Wolf Link amiibo into Breath of the Wild, and you could have a Wolf Link companion travel around with you. It was just like, it's just some bonus content. It didn't change up the game. It didn't add this big quality of life feature. And again, I kind of think the same thing for like the hard mode, where it doesn't like change the game up too much. It's just this neat little thing. I don't know. I know a lot of people have different thoughts on this, but I think the way the Wolf Link amiibo was done great in Twilight Princess and in Breath of the Wild. And this Loftwing, maybe they could do like a special like set of Loftwing challenges. Like imagine if you scan the amiibo and it gave you like a set of Loftwing challenges. That may be a lot. Then once you complete those challenges, it gave you like infinite boost. Right? This would be like the equivalent of what they're doing with Skyward Sword is in the Wind Waker remake, you have the sail. And you can sail around the ocean, but if you know what you're doing in Wind Waker HD, you can get the Swift Sail, which allows you to go at double the speed. What Skyward Sword is doing is like if they put the Swift Sail behind like the Wind Waker amiibo, right? That you could only get the Swift Sail with the Wind Waker amiibo. That's bullshit. Of course, when this game comes out, and it's like, hey, you unlock this feature, like let this feature to like instantly travel between the sky and the world. If you unlock that, like let's say 3 dungeons in, you unlock that feature, then then my complaint's disavowed, right? That hey, just using the amiibo unlocks the feature earlier in the game. That's the only change. Other than that, everything is right. You'll still unlock the feature if you don't have the amiibo, but like you don't unlock it until the 3rd dungeon. You know what? I'd be fine with that. But from the way this trailer structures it, it looks like, oh god, that guy got in my way. It looks like you only unlock it with the amiibo. That's bullshit. If it just unlocked the feature earlier, I'd have no complaints. Okay, I'd probably still have a little, but not nearly as much. As of this moment though, the way they're structuring it, this is complete bullshit. Fuck Nintendo. And I'm all out of water. Fuck. Let's talk about Jeff Keighley Summer Game Fest. So we have E3. E3 starts, I think, June 11th. I think it goes from like Saturday to Monday. Completely virtual. Or something like that. Well, Jeff Keighley announced that he will be doing his Summer Game Festival thing. And it starts June 10th, the day before E3, which is sticking it to them. And it starts with an event called Kickoff Live. Kickoff Live will be like an hour, 2-hour I think he said it was 2 hours. That will feature 22 new big game reveals from like 30 companies. Right, it's a lot of game reveals. And it's basically every company in the AAA space except for like EA and Nintendo. PlayStation is there, Xbox is there, Activision's there, Blizzard is there, Ubisoft is there. Ubisoft is not at E3, but they are at Jeff Keighley Summer Game Fest. Of course, the problem with Jeff Keighley Summer Game Fest last year was that it went on for like 2 months. Fuck that. That was way too long. The one thing that was nice about E3 was that it was like 5 days. 3 days of conferences and 2 days on the show floor. That was great. And Jeff Keighley's Summer Game Fest just went on for too long. That's the nice thing about the Game Awards. Is it's a single show, right? It's one night. Okay, admittedly, it's a like 3-hour night that really can drag, even though I didn't think last year's was that bad. But yeah, this Kickoff Live thing, you know what? It's basically another E3 conference. I do plan on streaming E3 this year, so we will probably stream it. I have no reason not to. But yeah, no, this is just another thing, and then yeah, E3 starts the next day. I know Microsoft's doing a showcase. EA is doing their EA Play this year. I'm pretty sure they are, because they've announced they're doing Battlefield 6. Fuck. Let's switch over to some team games. We haven't gotten close, but I had fun doing that. Messing around with this extreme stuff. Yeah, let's switch over to some team games. I don't know, this Summer Game Fest, last year, we were in the middle of the pandemic. It was fucking bad. It was, a lot of people were dying. Like, it was like a 9/11 a day. We're now in a much, again, a lot of people are still infected with COVID. Only like 38% of this country has been vaccinated. There's still a lot more work to do. Of course, fuck, we're not going to get into it tonight. I do it every week. Fuck it, we're not doing it tonight. I've got other things I just want to wrap up. Okay, I mean, in like 30 minutes. But yeah, no, Summer Games Fest, hopefully Jeff Keighley realized his mistakes last year of making it go on for like 2 months. He'll be competing with E3. Only one show can clearly stand. Either that or they both destroy themselves and just kind of like what Sony's been doing recently. Remember when Nintendo was ahead of the curve and Nintendo started doing these live shows, and then Nintendo's live shows were shit? Or not live shows, I mean the pre-recorded digital directs. And then the pre-recorded digital directs were good. And then it took them like 2 years, but they eventually figured out how to make good digital directs. And it was like, oh, wow, these are actually starting to be really good. And then other companies like Xbox and PlayStation started doing digital directs. And it was like, oh, they have no idea what they're doing. And nowadays, PlayStation's digital directs have gotten good. Well, yeah, I have hopes that maybe, oh, we can fall off again. I have hopes that maybe, because fuck the ESA, again, go watch previous things. Fuck the ESA, they're a terrible lobbying group. Fuck Ubisoft, they protect child abusers. Or not child abusers. Fuck Ubisoft, they abuse their employees and they did nothing about it. What other company can I say fuck off to? Which company did okay, Ubisoft protected abusers. Oh, Activision Blizzard, Free Hong Kong, Revolution of Our Time. Yep, that's the other one. That's another big one. I'm sure there's other shit. The AAA games industry is terrible. Oh, God. But yeah, that's Jeff Keighley Summer Games Fest. There'll be things, a lot of shit I don't care about. Maybe we'll get, I mean, PlayStation's involvement will probably just be Ratchet and Clank. Which, because June is such a busy month for gaming. I think within just like within like 2 weeks, it's like Ratchet and Clank: A Rift Apart, Game Builder Garage, that Mario Golf game we talked about, and there's like 5 other. I know Game Builder Garage isn't on the par of like a new Mario Golf or whatever the other thing I said was, but it's still technically there. There's something else that I think. There's like 3 big games that come out June like 10th or June like 13th or whatever. There's like a bunch of games that day. And I know Game Builder Garage and Ratchet and Clank I think are the same day. And there's like one other thing. I can't remember what it is. But yeah, it's super busy. June is a super busy time. And yeah, and it's all around E3. So, yeah. It'll be a nightmare. Again, I don't have a PS5, so I can't pick up Ratchet and Clank, and the Switch is broken, so I'm not picking up Mario Golf or Game Builder Garage. Even though I'm down to pick up Game Builder Garage. God. You know, I'm so annoyed the Switch is broken. I saw Hyrule Warriors got a new update today. I didn't finish Hyrule Warriors. I was like 2/3 of the way through that game. 100%ing it, I never beat it. But, like, that's because I was doing, like, every challenge as it came up. Like, slowly working my way towards 100%. And I was probably, like, 2/3 of the way through to completing 100%ing it. But probably a little less than that. And then the Switch started breaking and I had to stop. Because I picked it up in, like, mid-March. And I was slowly working my way through it, and then the Switch broke in April. Because we found out what the special DLC, or at least for the first part of the season pass is for that game, which will probably, again, I'll give my 3 predictions next week, or in early June, like probably June, like I don't know, like June, I think it's like 4th or 5th or something like that. Is when we'll do E3 predictions, but I guarantee you one of my predictions I'm going to tell you is we're going to find out what's up with the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity DLC, and then they'll announce, we'll get the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity DLC, and then it'll shadow drop that same day. That's my prediction right now, and yeah, I'm pretty certain in that, and then the second part will come in November. But yeah, so I guess let's talk about WIBE. What have I been doing? So I've got a few things. I'm still working on Tasmania, right? The Adventure Zone. I think I'm in the middle of episode 21. Like, I was listening to episode 21, and then I had to, like, stop and, like, come back to it later, and I'll probably finish it after this. I've only got, like, 20 minutes left in it. I think it's the shortest episode yet. Yeah, so spoiler for up until, like, episode, like, 20-something. So, last I think I talked, they were working on getting this apple. They finally got the apple. They go back to the school, and then they find out that, no, the Higgle Miss Wigginstaff was going to betray them, and he was going to run away and leave them to deal with the Demon King, or the Demon Prince Grey, while him and his brother went and hid. Fuck. I'm definitely enjoying it a lot. Right now, especially since I've started doing it with video games, I'm definitely able to... It's weird, because, like, when I'm just listening to it, you know, I get kind of bored. Because, I don't know, we're so overstimulated nowadays. And it's hard to, like, just listen to a podcast. I want to do something else. I want to basically multitask. And because of that, you know, I got kind of bored just listening to Taz. So I had to start playing a video game, and to that end, I started playing Just Cause. So yeah, I've been able, and we'll talk about Just Cause in a minute. But, yeah, no, they got the apple, they found out what Gray's doing, and there was this episode, I think it was episode 19, Creative Writing, which was like basically it was an episode where they didn't play D&D. It was all like elaborate and like an hour of dream sequences, which was like about their like hypothetical future. But it was so fucking good, because you see like, hey, this is because Gray sets up like there's gonna be a war, right? There's gonna be a war between Gray and the students of the school, and where is that gonna go and everything. And then Chaos, who is like given the swordsman of Fitzroy his magic, is like, hey, if you keep working with me, this is what you'll get. And it's like, oh, okay, that's interesting. There's one more guy. Oh, can he? If he makes it, we might be able to get this. He's not gonna make it. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. But yeah, so Chaos like shows them their future in like a dream sequences. And it's all like, it's just, the dream sequences are really well done. You find out a lot about like their motivations and like the whole thing about like Argo wanting to kill the Commodore. Argo is still probably my least favorite, but I will admit that recently, like ever since they've gotten back to the school, he's been less annoying. Even though I don't like where they are right now. With, he's like, where I just left off is it's him telling the Order, or the Unbroken Chain, that about like what's going on, and like, hey, can I get the Fitzroy and the Fearbolg into the Unbroken Chain or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know where this is gonna go, because I don't know, I part of me, I've done the thing where I'm like, okay, if I was in this situation, what would, like, if I was playing D&D, what would I do? And, like, I know they're making a comedy podcast, so, like, my reactions are, like, very different. I can't believe I was out. Fuck, I will never get to play this map. I will never get to play this map, because I just go out instantly. Fuck. I really want to play this map. Who are my other teammates? Oh, you're up higher. I don't think we're making it. Unless everyone gets eliminated, we're not making it out of this. But yeah, so that's where I just left off, is that Argo's like gonna tell oh god, the sneakery teacher, Jackal, about everything. There was also an episode of the Adventure Zone in there, which I actually really liked, because I like seeing them like peek behind the curtains and like how, like, learn how the show is made and how they think about things. I think that stuff is super interesting, personally. Like the one at the end of Balance, I was always like, oh yeah, that's kind of neat. Oh, so we're out no regardless. Okay. Like, there is nothing we can do to bring... I mean, maybe if they all fail as well, but that looks like it's not going to happen. But yeah, so that's where I am right now, is that they're telling the sneakery professor Argo's whole thing about wanting to kill the Commodore, which admittedly, I did not see coming. Like, I know they, like, Fitzroy comments about how, like, predictable it is. I'll admit I didn't see that coming, so, whatever. But yeah, no, the Apple, like, the ending, how the Apple thing ended, I thought was really good. And then them getting back to the school, fighting the, oh god, what is that monster? The Pit Demon. Was it a Pit Demon? Them fighting the Pit Demon was interesting, hiding out with the Pegasus. The whole conversation with Gray once they get back to the school was like, oh, okay. I like where this is going. And yeah, now they're preparing for a war, as Travis put it in the Adventure Zone. The world's opened up for them. And yeah, I don't know. We're 21 days in. I don't expect to finish it before the end of the month, but I'm halfway through. I think there are 38 episodes. Technically, I am still, like, I did skip a day. I think I skipped yesterday because I had a shitload, because I had a lot of stuff to do last night. So I skipped yesterday and worked on other stuff. And then did I skip the day before that? I don't know. I've skipped a few days, but I've also on several occasions done 2 episodes a day. I think one day I even did 3. And I think I'm like 3 days ahead of where I'm supposed to be. Because even though it's May 21st. And so that would make you think, oh, well, I should be on episode 21. There was also Dadlands, a Christmas special, and the Adventure Zone in there, which technically puts me ahead. Like, I am ahead of where I should be. So yeah, I'm like 3 days ahead or whatever. But yeah, I skipped yesterday and I skipped like one other day. But I'm still working on it. I'd love to finish it by the end of the month, but I know I don't know. It honestly, like, one big moment could just like make me like just finish it, right? And playing through Just Cause has made everything so much easier. Like, now that I'm just working on Just Cause, which, you know, let's talk about that. I'm having fun with the open world of Just Cause. It's fun to fuck around. Yeah, it's kind of repetitive, blowing shit up over and over again. But I'd be lying if I said it wasn't fun. And yeah, I finally got... So, right, I did the main... Last time we talked, I had finished the main island. I'd found out about an island, like, below. I think I did that, and then I moved on to the island to the... east? No, it's to the west. I moved to the island. There's like a cluster of islands to the west. I finished up the cluster of islands to the west. I did more or less everything there. Even though I might have missed a mission, I'm not entirely sure. And have now moved up to the main island. Right? You have the main island, which is giant. I've just started off there. I've cleared like one area. Not including the one you start automatically cleared with. So yeah, I'm still very early on. I think I found the DLC stuff. I started this cutscene, and it was like entirely like not rotoscoped, but it was like a bunch of like still images. And I was like, why the fuck doesn't this cutscene? Because, you know, the game has like cutscenes and voice acting. And this scene had voice acting, but it didn't have like a cutscene. And I was like, what? Why is this all still images? And then I was like, oh, this is the DLC, isn't it? And the DLC has to do with like this lightning gun. And I'm like, ooh, lightning gun. But I have to go to like, so there's the main island. There's the starting island. There's like an island to the west. And then there's the big island. Well, there's like this string of like island oil rig things that are just like, it's above the island to the west, but west of the main island. And you have to go and like clear out a bunch of things on like this island. And I haven't even gotten close to it yet, so I haven't done any, other than getting the boat needed to like get close to these islands. I haven't actually done anything with this lightning gun yet. Or like done anything besides for hearing that there's a lightning gun, because there's a lightning gun. Which I'm super fascinated by. Freaking lightning gun. That sounds cool as hell. But yeah, no, I'm enjoying it. I love using the trigger explosives. And I just find them satisfying. I know Just Cause 4 has balloons. Like, you can, like, strap balloons to things and float them out. The trigger explosives have rockets, which seem cool, but the rockets kind of suck. I don't know, I feel like I should be able to do more. I wish there was just, like, a way that you could take a car, strap rockets to them, and then the rockets just never explode, right? It's just, like, an infinite rocket. That would be so much fun, but no, it doesn't work like that. One of the weird... You know how, like, in Kingdom Hearts? So if you've never played Kingdom Hearts, stupid fucking game. But one of the weird things it does is the ability to, shield? Like, use a block attack? You don't unlock until, like, near the end of the game. Like, a majority of the game, you don't have a way to block attacks. Just Cause is like that, but with, sight down aiming. You know how, like, you can, like, zoom in on, like, a sniper scope or whatever? Well, with the exception of the sniper scope. Like, if you want to use, like, the iron sights on, like, a gun, nope, you can't do that. You have to unlock an upgrade to that. And you don't get the upgrade for a while, which was, like, I have it now, obviously, and I'm only probably, like, I don't know, I'm, like, anywhere from a half to a third of the way through the game. But it's, like, really weird that I didn't get that sooner. That it took so long to just get, like, aim down the scope. With the exception of sniper rifles. But other than that, I'm enjoying the hell out of Just Cause. Really fun. Just a fun game. Really just a fun fuck around game. Because, I mean, like I said, when it came to the original Adventure Zone balance, I played the Just Cause 2. For Amnesty, I played Minecraft, and for balance, I've been doing Just Cause 3. And by the time, I mean, and depending on how long this takes, I might even move on to Just Cause 4. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. But yeah, and then all my other podcasts I'm like behind in. The only podcast I think I'm up on is Off Topic. I'm behind on Fuckface. Okay, technically I think I'm also up on Face Jam. But Face Jam is a bi-weekly podcast, so yeah, that's easy to keep up on. But I'm like the RT podcast. I technically saw the most recent episode, but I missed the episode 2 weeks ago when it was live, because I think we were streaming then. And I just never got back to it. Good Morning from Hell, I'm like 1,000 episodes behind on. Annual Pass, I'm behind on. You know, I've become a theme park person. I've just from I've been watching a lot of Defunctland recently. And Yesterworld. Yeah, I think I've become, like, when I went to Disneyland as a kid, I was just too young. I was just too young to go to Disneyland as a kid. And but, like, in high school, I went to Disneyland and Disney World. And I think, like, I'm now old enough to be like, oh, I get Disney now, right? Like, I have a bigger appreciation for it. So I've been enjoying Annual Pass. That's been really fun. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to go anytime soon, but I've been enjoying Annual Pass. Podcast. I got nothing podcast. One of my... So I've talked about webcomics before. One of my favorites on web... I use Webtoons. It's just convenient. And one of my favorites, Muted... Which it's a webcomic about like witches. I like it. It's pretty well done. And it started up its third, I don't know if it's its final season, but I know it's its third season on Thursday. Cuz I was checking like last week. I just accidentally clicked on it and it was like, "Hey, it's returning May 21st." And I was like, "Oh, or May 20th." And I was like, "Oh, crap. That's cool." So yeah, Muted started up, and I read the first issue, and I was like, fuck, I need to reread the season 2 finale again. I haven't done that yet, but yeah, it's really good webcomic. Really enjoy it. And it's cool to have the third season. It's cool for the start of the third season. There was one I saw that was finishing up soon, or not, that was about to have its season finale, because Muted just started. I don't know, I like webcomics. One day I'll make my own, but not anytime soon, because I can't draw and I don't know anybody who can. God. I wish I had the money to pay an artist. I don't. Wish I could draw. I've tried. I've never shown off any of my drawings. I'm off 5-6 to bed. Oh yeah. Good night. Yeah. Yeah, it's good to see you. Yeah, what else? Oh, I guess I'll talk about whatever. I did watch an anime this week. We haven't talked about an anime in a while. I guess I'll talk about one real quick. You know, I occasionally keep track of seasonal stuff. And I saw this one that was called The Hidden Dungeon Only I Can Enter. It looked like just another isekai, and I know people are fucking sick of isekais and hate them. I don't know. I think they can be, they're not always amazing, Yes, but I think they can be fun. And this technically isn't an isekai, like this is just like a fantasy world anime. And I think this show is fine. It's not amazing. There's nothing special about it. It's fine. So, and you know what? I know there's a lot of people who be like, oh, you shouldn't waste your time on fine animes. Right? Like, you only want to see the best. Nah, fuck that. If you want to know the good, you have to be able to appreciate the bad and understand the mediocre. So this mediocre-ish anime, which is about this kid who like lives in a fantasy world, and he has this ability to like ask this like great sage for any information, and through his great sage he finds out like, hey, there's this hidden dungeon, and he goes to this hidden dungeon to level up and finds like this woman who's been trapped there for like 100-200 years, who gives him like all these special powers. And then it becomes kind of like most of, you know, like isekai protagonists have like the most amazing powers ever. Yeah, it's kind of like that, where because this like woman gives him like all these cool powers, it kind of just becomes like, yeah, no, he's kind of overpowered, but you know, he's trying his best. I thought I was going to do something interesting in the first episode, and there's like his childhood friend is this girl, and like it looked like they kiss in like the first episode, and I was like, oh, are they gonna start dating like immediately? I thought that's where that was going. No, they don't, and it becomes harem anime by the end. Like, he gets all these girls on his side by the end, but it's fine. It's a solid like I said, like 5-6 out of 10. I don't know. It's if you like the fantasy shit and just are like, it's 12 episodes, real quick, in and out, nothing too amazing, but nothing too bad. I was like, yeah, it's fine. The one thing though I was expecting, so right, he goes into the dungeon and he finds his master. Like, the reason he gets his powers is because the master in the dungeon has been like chained up, and she's been chained up for like 200 years. And I was waiting for, and I was like, okay, when he breaks her chains, it's going to be, the twist is going to be that she's evil, right? That she's actually been like waiting for someone to break her chains, and the only reason she gave him her powers, or you know, because she has the ability to copy her powers. The only reason she copied her powers to him is because she wanted him to break her free, and she's actually like a supervillain. Because like there's a point where they make a joke about like, he makes like a joke about like going to heaven or something like that, and the master is just like straight up like, oh no, I'm not going to heaven, I'm going straight to hell, I am not a good person. And I was like, oh, that's really fucking funny. And so I was waiting for the twist to be that no, once he's freed her, she becomes the villain of the show. That does not, spoiler alert, that does not happen. Now, she does become an antagonist, kind of, because the chains that like tied her up, they're called like death chains, and the death chains like copy her, make like a because when he tries to free her, the death chains like make a copy of her and basically gain sentience and then like try to kill him. So he does fight her, but like, it's, I don't know, I feel like the idea of her becoming the villain was like, oh yeah, that's a good twist. I mean, it's not a good twist, it's kind of predictable, but I don't know, I was like, oh, this has so much potential, and then it just doesn't happen. But other than that, I think the show is fine, right? Like yeah, that could have been a good twist, that could have, like, if executed right, could have elevated the show. But yeah, I don't know, I thought it was fine. I've seen a lot worse, so, and you know, sometimes it's just good to watch like a nice, like, you know, sometimes it's good just to have some white bread toast, right? Some white bread butter toast, or like a Big Mac or something like that, just like a plain standard burger that you know exactly what it's gonna taste like. And yep, that's this anime. It's exactly what you'd expect from a show like these, because so many isekais are the fucking same. And yeah, it's not even close to the worst isekai I've seen, which is the worst one I don't want to say the worst one. Like, I don't think I've seen an isekai. because I do try to avoid, like, I'll watch mediocre and animes all day, and I can get some enjoyment from them, as long as they're not boring, as long as they can keep me somewhat entertained. But I try to avoid like, things that are actually, like, bad. So I haven't seen any, like, bad isekais, and no, I don't count Sword Art Online, because I think Sword Art Online is good. But, I'm not getting into that debate. But, fucking... There's one isekai, like, the worst one I'd probably say is there's this one called, like, The Old Man's Grandchild, which has no like, it's an isekai, but it has no reason to be one. Like, it gains nothing from being one. I mean, they bring it up, like, once or twice, but, like, it would have been fine without it. Like, the main character, like, and I've seen some really good isekais. I think in the season premiere of In Chat, we talked about, no, it was probably before that, honestly. We talked about, My Path as a Villainess, All Routes Lead to Doom, which is an amazing anime that was just really fun, and that was an isekai that used its premise really well. But this one isn't technically an isekai. Again, it's just a fantasy world thing. But it really does feel like it really does feel like an isekai with the way it's structured. I don't know. But yeah, I watched some anime. It happens. It happens every once in a while. Like, and I watched the show in like in 24 hours. Because again, it's like 6 hours. It's not 6 hours. It's it takes like 4, I guess, to watch the entire thing, because it's 12 episodes at like 20 minutes each. Yeah, it was really quick, and yeah, I thought it was fine. So what's next? Like always, we end off. What's next? What's gonna happen next? We're still working on Minecraft. Can I beat Minecraft without accessing my inventory? We had our first run. It failed spectacular. I mean, we got an hour in, the stream crashed like twice, and no, I couldn't do it. I think for the next time, I think it's just going to be easy to, like, hey, here's the seed, here's where I need to go, hopefully I can just get to the chest, because, I don't know, part of me feels like that's cheating, but you know what, part of me doesn't give a fuck, because I'm not trying to speedrun it. So, I don't know, I'm thinking I'm going to do it, just because it saves time, but also I'm Twitch streaming, so who fucking cares? Well, probably, I was thinking we're going to do it tomorrow, but I actually do have some, fuck. You know, it's funny, I'm busy, but I'm also not that busy. It's just like, I have like an hour of free time, but I feel like if I was going to stream, even though technically I think the first Minecraft stream only went on for like an hour and like 20 minutes. I feel like if I want to stream, I want to set aside like 2 to 3 hours. Maybe even more. But like, I don't really have like a 2 to 3 hour window. Unless it's like late at night. Right. Unless it's late at night. I don't really have a good 2 to 3 hour window. I have other windows, just not 2 to 3 hours. So, I don't know. God, we finished right there, one after another, and it still wasn't enough. But yeah, I edited they went up this morning, the second part of the stream archive for Bowser's Fury. Me beating the game 100 and then 100%ing it. That went up this morning. They're fine videos. I mean, they're long, and I don't know. They're fine, and we'll probably do Shadow of the Colossus next week or whatever. I don't know. I don't plan on doing editing the Minecraft thing until I get a successful run, and then I'll edit that down. But yeah, oh, it's just this guy. You know, if the timer cuts out on it, I don't think that'll change anything. But yeah, I've been doing that. We did the second part of 3D World. But yeah, we'll get back to Minecraft eventually, and we'll go back in and we'll we'll do another attempt. Can we beat the game without accessing our inventory? Or, correctly, can we beat Minecraft by only accessing our inventory once? Which I think is possible. I totally think it's possible to beat Minecraft by only accessing your inventory once. So yeah, we'll be back at that. After that, again, I have summer classes this upcoming soon. They start in June. So, and supposedly they're trial by fire, so I might be very busy. I don't know. I do not know how bad these summer classes are going to be. So we'll just have to wait and see. Right now I'm preparing for the worst, but hey, maybe it's not that bad. Who knows? Who knows? Only time will tell. But yeah, that's my plan for the moment. What day? Yeah, we're just gonna keep working on Minecraft. I don't expect it to take that many tries. Like, but I also don't want to go, and especially if like the stream keeps crashing. Sometimes it just does that. Sometimes it just does that, and I have no control. I don't know. But yeah, we will see where I still don't have a Switch, so that's out of the fucking picture. I should probably do some more stuff on Game Pass. Like, I really should be doing more Game Pass games, honestly. Like, fuck, like, I don't know, there's some I don't want to play, because like I said, I think I only have like 3 months left with Game Pass, and I have not played nearly as many games as I wanted to. I wanted to play so many Game Pass games, and I've done like 10. And Game Pass has like hundreds on it. So, I don't know, we'll wait and see. Yeah, no, I'm probably, Loki premieres, I think June, 6th? Was it June 6th? Or maybe it was June 9th. So we still got a while for that. And yeah, but yeah, I'm going to keep working on Stream Archives, and we're going to keep working on Minecraft. That's the plan for the imminent future. But yeah, I want to do Minecraft between Saturday, which is now, technically, as it's just past midnight, and Sunday, or Monday, I mean. We'll probably do it again, and I do want to stream more, but at the same time, it's just hard to find time. Because I got time, I just don't have enough. And I know some people don't give a fuck, but I kind of do. So, I don't know. But yeah, and then, in chat, of course, the one thing, no matter what, in chat will still be my weekly show. We will probably be in Fall Guys for the foreseeable future. Because we're done with Animal Crossing, at least until, or unless there's like a big update around E3. I don't expect to go back to Animal Crossing anytime soon. I don't expect to go back to, or anything else. I think Fall Guys is a good place to be. I hate that we're max level, because I wish there was more shit we could do. Right, but other than that, I think we're good with Fall Guys. Like, if I could find another game that I could just, like, honestly, that just, like, takes some attention, but not too much attention, because I felt like, because I know I've done other games in the in-chat style before. Minecraft is usually a pretty decent, can be a decent one. Sometimes it's easy to get distracted. Splatoon was hit and miss. Some of those old, from in-chat season 1, some of those Splatoon streams are fantastic. Others are just garbage. It's really hard to tell. And yeah, and sometimes, admittedly, I did figure out at some point that doing the ranked battles took up more like brain span, power, attention shit. I don't know. I'm working on it. Basically, after Animal Crossing, we basically started brand new. I'm basically treating this as if I just created like a brand new Twitch channel. Almost. I mean, it's nice to have, you know, people, Crispy, Pookie, Mush, theoretically. It's nice to have them around, but, yeah. I don't know. And again, one day I'm going to do one of these streams before midnight. Like I said, I could have started an hour earlier today, and I didn't. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's all we're going to do today. Or that's where we're going to end off today. Yeah. And I don't want to do one in Just Cause. Like, Just Cause is, yeah, sure, it's fun seeing me go around and do... Sure, I'm having fun doing stupid shit, but I don't think that would make a good in-chat game. Well, what do I know? But yeah, with that, I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace.